Hey folks, welcome back to the Cotswold Collectibles YouTube channel. I'm Greg Brown, president of Cotswold Collectibles. We're going to continue on this series with the Power Team Elite / World Peacekeepers line from M&C Toy Center. This week in particular, we're going to be talking about female figures. Not a lot of people realize, at least the initial collector don't realize, that there were a line of female figures that came out from M&C Toy Center. And it was a pretty extensive line that even I found out. I didn't even know about it until Chuck was telling me about it and brought these fine samples with us. Excuse me, with him, not me. But I'll go ahead and let Chuck dive into this line, and I'll just let you take it from here.
Well, thanks for having me on the show, Greg.
Thank you.
So these are the Power Team females. Most of them have a jointed body very similar to the same joints that's on the muscular Power Team body. Mm-hmm. They all have clothes that was designed specifically for that body. A lot of other female clothes don't fit these bodies. These are not easy to come by. Very hard to find on eBay.
I've never seen them.
I'll tell you the only time I've seen them in a store. And most of these, the only time I've ever seen them was the one time I was able to buy them on eBay. And
really?
it was just some like consignment deal. Didn't know what they had. They just wanted to get rid of it. They thought it was just some like knockoff doll junk, and they just sold it to me for a good price. And
right.
I was like, hey, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
But first off, over there on the left is the original Power Team female body. Now that uniform, that's actually a newer doll. They made that. They remade that older doll for the newer uniform, and we talked about this on the police video.
That's the Chicago one.
That's the Chicago one. They made the doll, the original doll version, for that uniform. It's not a spectacular body. It's really more of a fashion doll. They use that same doll for their fashion doll line.
Yeah, it's more of like a Barbie style body.
Yeah,
like 5 POA or something.
Yeah, it's nothing spectacular, but I've seen pictures online where they, like the line where they just had like a soldier, a fireman, an astronaut, and who else did they have? A policeman. Mm-hmm. They had that same exact body in all 4 of those with those uniforms.
Still kind of cool though.
Yeah,
it looks nice.
Yeah.
Now, would this outfit fit onto one of these bodies, or is it tailored?
It's
tailored for that one.
It's too small. It's too small because I wanted to put that good uniform on one of these better figures, but it didn't work. So, but it's a good sample.
It's a good sample. Yeah,
so it's a good sample. Moving on is the more articulated body. That's one of the rare red-headed ones. I mean, they're all rare, but. Again, Power Team didn't like to make a lot of red-haired figures. And that one reminds me of like an 80s anime, like 80s.
Well, it reminds me, I think there was a Psy Girls figure. There was a Psy Girls figure that kind of, a Blue Hawk BBI Psy Girls figure that kind of had a head stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what her name was. But yeah, she definitely does have kind of an anime vibe to her.
Yeah.
Her hair is almost like pinkish red.
Yeah. But the uniform is tailored to. That's a boonie hat that is smaller than the male boonie hat.
Really? So it was made for the female figure.
It was made for the female figure, and the boots are made for the female figure.
Yeah, they are.
So they're not standard Power Team boots.
Right.
Now these were actually available at Big Lots with a male figure. They called it Tag Team. That's how they sold it. The price tags ripped off. These were about $15 for two figures.
I never saw them.
Yeah. Wow. But I remember seeing all these in the store. That one's the Delta Force one. They made the chocolate chip one, which is that one right there. Right here. They called that one a Marine. Now, if you take the hat off of that one, Greg, that one I consider the Halle Berry head. The ethnic one is pretty hard to find.
Yeah, it's got
pretty hard to find.
A short bob.
She came with a black male figure. There's another ethnic figure I don't have. She has more of that tan skin. I've only seen on eBay listings like twice, and they just were charging more than I wanted to pay for it. But
wait long enough.
Yeah, but it's a cool figure. This is the Navy SEAL. She's got seal boots that are just for the female.
Just for the female, yeah.
And she's got flippers just for the female too. So if you ever get like a power team accessory and it seems like it's too small for the male, it's probably
for the female figure.
For the females.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the suit too.
Then you got the dual tone policeman there. She's got the smaller boots as well.
What's interesting on her, and I didn't really notice, is most of the time I see the top to holsters that are the hard shell. This was actually a soft one.
So the hard shell one I added to her, but these soft ones came on a lot of the earlier
ones. Okay.
And the soft ones also came with a lot of the earlier helicopter pilots too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And does she have? Is she the same head?
Same head, yeah, same one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is the SWAT one. She's got a smaller vest, but she's again not easy to find. And I tried to put a variety of the different heads that are on there. Again, there might be more power team female heads out there. The only one I know I'm missing is the Hispanic one.
The Hispanic one.
Yeah. Now these two did not come in the tag team series. I didn't find these until many years later. They sold these like this in this kind of window box.
Just the medium-sized box. Yeah.
Don't know. There's no Dollar General tag. I don't know where these were sold at. I don't know if they were even available in the United States.
The US, yeah.
But they had about the same as the tag team ones, but they had the Snow, the helicopter pilot here.
Which is this one. That's interesting.
Yeah. The helmet's the same size as the male one.
Is it? Okay.
But the other stuff is female. And I don't have the Desert Knight Infantry one, the one that we thought looks like the Soviet.
It looks like a Soviet.
Like a Soviet. But I mean, I'm always on the lookout for it.
Have you found a male version of this in this pattern, this camouflage pattern?
Yeah.
Really?
I showed it yesterday.
Is it? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Australia.
Yeah. That might have been where these were available. Was in Australia.
Because I don't think they've ever. I haven't seen any of the Arctic ones in a while. I mean, there was the Action. There was the Action Man one, but that's. I call it ice camo pattern,
the ice digis.
Yeah.
That was a cool
it was
pattern.
A set.
They haven't made the ice camouflage in a while. They've kind of resorted to just making it plain white.
Plain white. Yeah.
But there's versions of this in twill. There's versions of this in the thinner fabric. There's versions of this with a plastic helmet. There's versions of this with the cloth helmet. Of course, she's got the smaller white boots.
Smaller white boots and the gloved hands, which is pretty neat in the little balaclava.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. That's extremely hard to find. I have no idea where those were available at. No idea.
Well, maybe some people can comment.
I hope they do.
Below.
Please tell us where we can find more of these.
Yeah, if anybody knows, feel free in any of the videos that you've seen, make sure that you comment below and just let us know. And if you have any other questions, maybe we can try to figure it out. But we're learning this. I mean, I'm really learning this. So we welcome everybody's input on this because we just want to kind of get the word out there. So,
this was the Fire Lady. There was a black version of this. There was a yellow version of this. I'm sure there was a gray version of it somewhere.
Right.
I got this one slightly used, so she has some holes in her uniform. But again, she's interesting because she has the female version of the fireman boots.
Yeah. I was about to say those aren't tactical boots or anything like that. So those are pretty unique.
Yeah. And they use the fireman boots for the firemen, and another interesting fact, they use the fireman boots for the German stormtrooper that they made too.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah. So these are very rare as well. This was a very interesting line called the Assault Commandos. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And they all have so it's interesting. There were 6 of them. I only have 4 of the 6.
Really? Okay.
Well, actually, technically I have 5 of the 6. They consider this uniform one of them too.
One of them. Okay.
But that's a SWAT one.
SWAT.
I'm missing the desert chick. But all these came with an interesting Rambo knife and an interesting pistol. And this was their whole line. And they sold them like this, and they also sold them in tag teams with males, and I'll show you the male figures here in a second. But they sold them like this. Assault Commando. Never saw these in stores. Never saw these in stores. I don't know if they were Canadian or Australian. Or
they have a real Lara Croft vibe to them.
They're awesome, and they all have like these sexy names too. Yeah. Like this one's the City Bat, Swamp Python, the Night Owl.
Yeah, that's sexy.
I don't have the Desert Lizard. Here's Forest Panther. And Wild Horse.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of has that Psy Girls vibe. Yeah. The Psy Girls that they had the bodysuits.
That might have been what they're trying to cash in on.
Yeah, it might have been. It's pretty cool though. I mean, that green one at the end is super cool.
Yeah. But these are really cool. They came with just these goofy knives. And they all came with like an interesting pistol. Now, Greg, do you recognize this pistol?
That's the RoboCop.
That's the RoboCop pistol. Power Team actually made the RoboCop pistol and just distributed it out with a figure.
This head sculpt, that's Lara Croft.
Yeah. That's a really nice. That's actually my favorite. That's a really good Lara Croft. And then we didn't show that she's actually the one who has longest hair. She's got a ponytail.
Yeah, she's got her ponytail. I mean, that's Lara Croft. These other ones they have just like. The generic ponytail, which are all cool. I mean,
that one's got like a smaller ponytail.
Mm-hmm. But I like those. Like we've always said in all the videos, you have your generics, and every so often something just pops up.
Yeah, something that's just like, oh, that's the one people. If you were to sell all the heads, that's probably the one to sell at first.
But yeah, that one would be the one to go out the door right then. So good detailed head sculpt.
But these aren't like something I wanted to buy loose because I wanted to make sure they all had all their pieces.
Had all their pieces.
They had she had like just a single elbow pad, and she had these unique boots that I've never seen on any other figure. She's got these elbow pads. Knee pads, socks. This woodland pattern dress thing that I've never seen on any other figure before, solely on that figure. I mean, these weren't figures that I wanted to get loose. I'm glad I got them in box for a good price. But the only time I ever saw them for sale was the one time I bought them. So again, if somebody can tell us where they came from, I would.
And they didn't have any marking on them there, like.
Nothing. There was no Dollar General, Big Lots.
Nothing on them.
Nothing.
What's cool about them is, like you said, the pistols. I've never seen any of those pistols before.
Yeah.
None. I mean, I've seen a lot of other guns and stuff like that, and those knives. I've never seen any of those knives.
So the knives aren't as rare. All these females came with a goofy knife, but all of their male counterparts came with those goofy knives too. And we'll talk about those here in a second.
Okay.
But these are really cool. Let me scoot some of these over. So I think those two I have. Let's see. The two I have, I believe she goes with the male Assault Commando.
Okay, so there was a male counterpart.
Yeah, there's a male counterpart. This was the one that she was supposed to go with. Now, Greg, do you recognize that head?
Sean Connery.
So that's one of my favorite celebrity heads.
Sean Connery was in the jungle.
So that head came on a lot of different figures. A lot of the value figures, like that you get for like $5. It came on a lot of the astronaut figures. It was the head that actually came with this Assault Commando.
Really?
Yeah, it came with this Assault Commando uniform. And here, you got Connor, you got a desert guy, you got like an urban guy, another urban guy. You got like a secret agent guy who's got pleather pants it's not aging well.
Yeah.
And you've got the commando guy, and we'll talk about him in a second. But
that one's cool.
But all these are the male counterparts that came with the Assault Commando females. And some places in the world, I've seen pictures, they sold them in 2-packs.
Okay, so they did. So they sold them individually, but they also sold them as what'd you call them before?
Tag team. Yeah, they sold them as tag teams. Yeah. But again, I don't know where in the world that was available at. But look at that price tag, Greg.
$8.
$8 at Dollar General for a Sean Connery action figure.
This one's nice. The boots are good. That harness I've never seen a harness like that. I've never seen one that goes down like that.
Yeah, he's got very unique pants.
Yes.
And he's got that.
Oh, that's part of the pants.
Yeah, that's part of the pants.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
He's got very unique pants, and he's got the bow and arrow the explosive arrows that I've only seen in this set.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Rambo.
Yeah, kind of like Rambo, but more Scottish.
Yeah, Sean Bow. Yeah, I don't want to do my bad at Sean impersonation.
Yeah, but
that's neat.
Yeah, very cool creative series. And then I think let's show off.
Move them to the side. Oops, sorry, lady.
This one's counterpart there. Can you drag that one over there? Yep.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorites.
So this one's cool.
Is that like a one-piece bodysuit?
Yeah, it's
that's wild.
It's crazy. Somebody in Hong Kong had to design it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. I mean, that's really neat.
Now, Greg, do you recognize this head?
Yeah, just a bit. That is Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
that's the character Matrix.
Yeah, that's the character. So this figure, I have to admit, I kind of put him together. The suit all came as one. It was the commando suit that went with her, but it didn't come with the Schwarzenegger head.
Right.
So I had to pull the Schwarzenegger head from one of my other Power Team figures, and I put it in this
together.
costume.
Oh yeah, that's.
But that is 100% Power Team. The rocket launcher came with the uniform. The commando knife. The commando knife came with the set.
Right.
But I was like, I got to put the Schwarzenegger head with the Schwarzenegger uniform.
No doubt. No, that's. I think his name was John Matrix. Matrix or something like that from Commando. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I never knew that existed.
Yeah.
And so what do? Twist this thing and the rocket shoot out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. And I've never seen it. I've seen pictures. There is a Schwarzenegger head that exists somewhere in the world without the camera.
Without the paint?
Yeah. I've never seen it in the United States. I've only seen a picture of it from overseas.
I wish they would come out with this again.
Yeah, it's a really cool figure.
Are you listening to MNC Toy Center?
Yes, MNC Toys. We want this to come out again.
Bring this one back again. That one's still I like.
Imagine I probably paid like $4 or $5 for the Schwarzenegger guy, maybe $8 for the uniform. I mean, a commando figure for like less than $15.
I mean, did they ever make a commando figure? I know they did a Predator. They did Dutch or whatever from Predator. I don't even think. I know there was I think they did a Matrix figure back in the early '80s, but it wasn't like this.
It wasn't good.
No, this is simple yet just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Got the knife and everything like that. Yeah. You have to just come out with the Valmet.
Yeah. But very cool line. MNC Toys, they have a Facebook page where they will occasionally like show these in like a flashback and be like, look at what we made. There's a very rare female, and I think she came with this head. She's like, she almost looks like a G.I. Joe Dreadnought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's got this head, and she's riding a motorcycle.
Okay.
And it's like part of their like vacation and leisure series or something like that. But they said that's like one of their grail items. It's very hard to find.
Really?
Yeah, it's very hard to find, but it supposedly exists. I've only seen like stock pictures of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now I would love to see this stuff come out. So. Well, what's really cool about this series is when we originally started this series, we thought it was going to be maybe 3. We're already on episode 4, and we're not done yet. So make sure that you tune in next week. We're going to be talking about, what do you think we'll talk about next week?
We're just going to talk about their miscellaneous lines.
The miscellaneous
lines.
Stuff like that. So that might take 1 video, it may take 2. We don't know. We're just kind of going with the flow with this. But make sure you tune in next week. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can also get updates and stuff like that. But just make sure that you check in next week.